What is a sign that you are unattractive? When you post a picture to social media and all the comments are about how brave you are. I love your courage. I am a wheelchair user who sometimes does photo shoots. I hear this a lot. Not many understand why it hurts to hear. Listen here, Turbo Wheels. You run their goddamn toes over and smile at them and tell them they're so brave to feel pain in their toes. FM. When people talk to you in order to get to know your friend. Man, I felt that punch in the gut. Used to happen to me all the time. Yep, that happened to me when I was in high school. I remember it was literally the worst feeling in the world, especially when that person was someone you found attractive. Happened to me in junior high. My best friend, hot new guy, and I engaged in a water fight during lunch. The bell rang and he touched my shoulder and asked if I could stay back a second because he wanted to ask me something. After 3 years of walking quietly in the shadow of my best friend's incredibly massive middle school breasts, I cannot describe the feeling of finally being seen by someone I liked. He asked if my best friend would say yes if he asked her out. Even though my soul was crumbling out my butt in that moment, I told him she would and walked her over to him, picking up my backpack and walking to class all alone, looking back and seeing them holding hands and smiling into each other's faces. I think he's gay now. The only people commenting on your looks are an entire generation older than you. Edit, generation as in you, parents, grandparents. Stop! This one hurt. Small kids saying you are ugly. Yes, or ask about a certain aspect of your appearance. Why is your head so big? Several people send you the same poem about being beautiful on the inside. Yeah, that happened. Damn. The only people who smile at you are people who work in retail. You never or rarely catch people looking at you, and if they do, it's to look at how ugly you are. When someone of the opposite gender hugs all your friends but high-fives you, don't be hurtful. I had really bad acne in high school. It sucked at the time, but now I can laugh at the fact I used to look like a lumpy tomato. But babies would always cry, and I recall a lot of dogs barking at me. I had facial acne and then horrible back acne, which meant that I couldn't take my shirt off as a teenager. The anxiety and horror of dealing with this was unbearable. I could write a book about it. Mirrors? What are those? And most importantly, are they real? The only compliment you get is that you're nice, if you get compliments at all. Don't forget funny. Being asked out as a joke. Yeah, that really destroyed my confidence, and any and all feelings of self-worth as a 16-year-old girl. It's been 12 years and I'm in my first relationship, and I still struggle to believe that a guy could actually like me. It's even worse when people say hi to you as a dare. The government asks you to wear a mask in public and stay 6 feet away from everyone. I might be ugly, guys. I wish I can find a partner just like you. When your husband tells you you need to put on some makeup and do your hair when you already have. Her? Is she funny or something? When the guy in the van is suddenly all out of candy. When you are the one with the candy. When you joke about someone liking you and they act like it's the most repulsive thing in the world. When it takes the bartender 15 minutes to notice you. Your parents make you live in the shed out back and only feed you biscuits with mustard. When a guy taps you on the shoulder, you turn around to say hi, and then you immediately see the regret on his face. And then he has the balls to admit he doesn't really want to talk to you anymore. Hashtag true story. When you are at a party and you stand by the keg for 10 minutes while the dude in charge of filling cups ignores you in favor of all the hot girls who come over after you. One time, while going to the gym, a guy held open a door for these smaller, prettier girls and then just stopped holding it for me. When you show up in a court due to parking ticket and end up with a 5-year jail sentence. That happened to me once, but I'm really attractive, and I put a grenade in a piglet and blew it up, and they gave me 2 weeks community service helping old people use a computer. You drop the soap in the prison shower and nothing happens. When you are only allowed to go outside after dark. Now, as you can see, the bear is finally comfortable with leaving his cave. People don't tolerate you as much as other people. My weight has fluctuated throughout my life, and it is striking how different people treat you. As a bigger guy, it feels like I've had to justify my presence and go out of my way to be likable. At times, when I've been more fit, it felt like people liked having me around by default, and almost seemed surprised I was trying so hard. It used to really mess with my head, but it's just human nature to gravitate toward attractive people. The other day when at work, all the older women found out the new employee was single, so they started naming everyone they thought was attractive and single. They named basically everyone that worked there. accept me. I already knew, but it was a harsh reminder I need to work on myself. Friends not asking you to take selfies with them. I started to realize this with a friend who always posts so much shit on her Instagram stories, always posting the people she's hanging out with. I started to notice that we never take photos together and realized that I just don't fit her aesthetic. Whatever. I'm bald and look like an effing alien. I've literally been told that before. I agree. I used to wear a hat and looked passable, until one time a girl I was talking to asked me to remove it, and she gasped and put a hand over her mouth. That was about the last of my self-esteem. Edit. Very much appreciate the love and support. A few things. I can't really grow facial hair. I've long since accepted my baldness. I don't believe I look good, but I don't care what anyone thinks of me anymore. Really, thanks again, you all are too nice. When people are instantly dismissive or rude to you for no reason. Yep, didn't realize that this was a thing until I lost a ton of weight, 160 pounds, and finally became somewhat beautiful. People are so much nicer to me now. Oh man, weight loss really does seem to bring everyone out from under their rocks. People always ask you to take the group picture. Edit. This is an internal joke we make with my close friends every time any of us is taking the picture. To deliberately do this to anybody is a hideous act from an equally hideous person. Jokes can be used as verbal violence to psychologically hurt someone. To the people who have suffered this, you don't deserve that. I'm sorry you have been hurt in this way. The people who did this to you are the problem. Oh, that one is hurtful. It's an indirect way of asking you to not be in it. Much worse is they are taking a selfie next to you and they don't even ask you to be in it. I have experienced this and it is very humiliating. Unfortunately, as an author, I frequently am a guest on podcasts. Often people will email me and say, "You look just like my cousin," and then they attach a picture of their cousin. Invariably, the picture of their cousin is someone extremely unattractive, and it puts me into a depression for several days. I am so grateful that my book has been a blessing to so many people, but I wish like hell that I could just be a little bit prettier. I just want to know why you look like so many people's cousins. I have a friend who I think is cute, but she has frizzy hair and bad skin. Strangers would randomly try to give her advice on how to improve them. I was shocked when she told me, but even more so when we were waiting in line for coffee one day and a random woman behind us tapped her shoulder and suggested she use conditioner for her hair and should see a dermatologist. Like, what the F, how rude is that? I witnessed it a few times. Poor girl. She said it has happened her whole life. If you bump into someone in the hallway and try to pick up the things you made them drop, they say you can just keep it. Once when I was on the train, a cute girl sitting in front of me dropped a candy on accident. I picked it up and she told me I could keep it. I felt happy in that moment, but now reading this, I don't. Remember in elementary or middle school when everyone would get that lollipop with a card on a Valentine, you would be the only one not to get anything. And if you did get one, it was from the teacher because she noticed. That's how you know. In 2nd grade, there was this kid who found me so ugly since I'm Asian. On his birthday, he was passing cupcakes and then told me, "Oh, you're not gonna get one," and skipped me. As an ugly woman, I can answer this with authority. Number 1, people will not hesitate to tell you. Trust me. My own father told me at 8 years old that nobody was going to do anything for me because I wasn't pretty. He said I better learn to take care of myself, and I did. I can't tell you how many times strangers felt the need to call me ugly. My normal response is simply, yes, I know. It usually shuts them up. You will not get interviews for jobs while equally qualified people will. I have proof, as when I was younger my best friend and I shared equal qualifications. She was always called for interviews and I was not. Only difference at that point? Our looks. I even filled out both of our applications. When I was studying fashion merchandising in college, my advisor actually advised me to find a new major because my appearance would keep me from being successful despite top grades. I switched to animal science. So I guess a big answer is that you don't need science. People never let you forget it. Thank you a lot for watching. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.